10 ways to relax your workplace. Some people claim to work well in high-stress environments. I am not one of them. When I am relaxed, my performance is at its highest. If I have tasks that inspire me, I also feel the urge to complete the work, but in this case, the desire to work is due to love and not fear. Over the past year, I've redesigned my home office to be more relaxed. I know there's no such word as relax, but it should be. I enjoy the time spent in my workspace and I can work productively for a very long time without losing my humanity. When you think through your workspace, there is rule number 1. If you feel that something is right for you, it is right. This rule is the main one, but my peculiar advice is secondary. With that thought in mind, here are 10 tips for creating a more relaxed atmosphere in your workplace. 1. Make your workplace more inviting. When I walk through a typical office building, I mostly see terribly sterile workspaces. It doesn't look remotely human. People were hired here to work or to assimilate. Should a professional workplace be a sterile sea of beige and gray? Remember, where you work is also where you spend part of your life. Throughout your life, you will be living inside your workspace for a certain amount of time, and it makes sense to add some visual appeal. When you look at your workplace for the first time in a day, you should be getting a positive charge from it. Every day. Really, it should be your favorite place in the whole building, house or institute. If you are in the workplace right now, please step away from it for a minute and then re-enter it, listening carefully to your feelings. What was the first emotion you noticed? Do you feel stress? Broken? Tired? Got apathy? Concentrated? Have you calmed down? How often do you experience this state during work? Now choose the emotion you want to feel and experiment with different visuals to see how they change how you feel. Try new accessories, photos, posters, mirrors, flowers, trinkets, toys, statues, paintings, crystals, and more. If you have enough control, you can tweak the lighting in your workspace to create the right mood. I know a programmer who works in a completely dark, windowless room and loves it. 2. Clean up the mess. One look at a messy workplace and you understand that the person working behind it is in a state of stress, depression, and disorganization. A few years ago, I read about a memo that advised most managers not to promote a person with a messy desk to positions of responsibility. It said that if you can't organize your physical space, then you are probably not qualified for a certain position and cannot be trusted. And if there are cutbacks, you can imagine who will most obviously fall under it. But even more detrimental is the effect of a messy desk on your focus. It's hard to feel focused when you're surrounded by unfinished tasks that constantly remind you that you haven't finished them yet. Ideally, only one sheet of paper related to the current task should be right in your hands. The rest should be stored in drawers, on shelves, and in boxes. Many people notice a significant improvement in their productivity when they try this approach. If you want specific advice on exactly how to organize your workplace, then it is highly advisable to read the article, Getting Organized. 3. Add flowers. Flowers are a very good way to add life to a lifeless workspace. Use only live, oxygen-producing flowers, not lifeless imitations. Water them to keep them healthy. After a while, you will find that your flowers begin to resonate with you and become your reflection. Dying flowers, a dead career. Artificial flowers seem successful, but be empty inside. Healthy flowers are a successful career. Many flowers, abundance. Get closer to nature by adding some color to your desktop and you'll find yourself enjoying your outdoor space much more. Now I have 3 pots in my office. 2 of them are Lucky Bamboo. Are they really happy? Since I bought them last year, my income has increased by about 100 times. Therefore, how to know? Behind them, I put a small mirror that doubles the viewable space without taking up extra space. Maybe it also doubles my luck. 4. Smell good. Australian dentist Patty Lund has staff on staff who bake fresh muffins for patients daily. Think about how the office of such a dentist usually smells. Now imagine yourself walking through such an office, surrounded by the smell of fresh blueberry muffins. This, along with other improvements, is said to allow LAN to increase revenue tenfold. I do not advise you to install any mega oven on your desktop. There are many ways to make the smell better than the smell of cleaning products. More recently, I read that certain smells have a measurable effect on productivity. If I remember correctly, lemon and lavender are the most beneficial. Personally, I love scented candles, and especially on 3 inches by 6 inches pedestals. They not only fill my office with a good smell, but also add visual appeal with their full color. I like vanilla and lemon scents the most. I have almost a dozen scented candles in my office at the same time. I have found that good candles can be paid for. I'm no expert on candles, but I've noticed that cheap ones burn unevenly, become ugly as they burn out, and don't smell strong enough. I occasionally light Tahitian vanilla incense sticks, but I use them sparingly as they tend to stink the whole building. I burn them right under an open window, which dilutes the smell and keeps the room from becoming smoky. If you don't like candles, there are other ways to make your office smell better. You can take out a spray bottle and fill it with aromatic essential oil, or just use a sliced lemon. But be careful with artificial air fresheners, there are reports that they put your health at risk. 5. Turn on relaxing music. I like complete silence most of all when I am doing certain work, but when I am busy with everyday tasks, I like to listen to music. I'm using the free Winamp player and streaming music from Digitally Imported. After a year of listening to free D-Streams, I finally bought a subscription, $60 per year. This subscription allows me to stream in better quality, more consistently, no lags and disconnects as often, and no ads. My favorite streams are Vocal Trance and New Age. 6. Find a decent chair. Chances are, you use your chair a lot more than any other object in your workspace. So consider investing in a good one. Today there is such a rich selection of all sorts of marvels that you can sit on, including lap chairs, balls, and more. Go to a furniture store and find something that suits you personally. If your company doesn't want to give you a decent chair, consider buying one yourself. 7. Install a portable fan. Even with good air conditioning, you may be tempted to turn on the fan. For better air circulation, for example, use a small portable fan to add comfort wherever you want it. Today it is hot in Las Vegas, 105 Fahrenheit, and this week it was like 110. The average summer temperature can exceed 120 degrees. A portable fan is a nice addition to my workspace. Vornado brand fans are very good. 8. Add a fountain. If you find the sound of running water soothing, consider installing a fountain on your desk. The easiest one can be found for $20. Last year, I installed a rock garden fountain in the corner of my home office. I plugged it into the same outlet that I plug in the computer equipment, so it turns on the same time it turns on. On average, he works about 8 hours a day and I add water every 3 days. When I hear that there is almost no water left, I remember that I also need to water the flowers. 9. Personalize your workplace. Does your workspace look like it's being operated by a machine, or does it include elements that make it uniquely yours? Remember that your workspace is the living space for much of your day, so make it a living space, not just a workspace. A good way to achieve this is to add items that make emotional sense to you. Photos are a very easy way to personalize your space. I have a few regular family photos in the office and the obligatory wedding picture, but there is another special photo for me taken by my late grandfather when my wife and I first met. 10. Set uninterrupted periods. Agree on periods of time every day when you turn off all external communications and wrap yourself in a cocoon of concentration. Put up a "Do Not Disturb" sign, turn off your phone and ICQ, stop even checking your mail. Use this time to work on the tasks that give you the most stress and require the highest concentration. It's easier to relax and focus when you know no one will interrupt you. Some jobs, understandably, require more concentration than others. The programmer needs a large amount of it, and the secretary most likely needs a vanishingly small amount. Determine how productive you need to be and do something to be productive. When I really need to concentrate, I lock my office door. My family sometimes objects to this reclusiveness, but with 2 kids in the house on summer vacation, I find it necessary to push some boundaries in order to get the job done. I'm not at all friendly and forgiving when I'm interrupted while writing articles, so it's mostly for their own safety. Now do it. Take the time to look around your workspace and make the few changes you want. How to make your workplace even more relaxing, vital, and inviting. If money is tight, set a budget for how much you can spend to relax your workspace. Maybe you can get your employer to pay for something like that, especially if they want to increase your productivity. What if your employer won't let you do what you want? Some changes may need to be discussed due to their side effects. Your colleagues may not like the smell of jasmine coming from your desktop. And if your employer is an ogre-like fool and won't let you put a flower or a photo, well, I recommend you find another employer. Your job should support your preferred lifestyle, not flatten it.